Hello, niche website builders. Welcome to the show today. I've realized that my blooming headphones are not working again, I think.
Can you not hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's better.
Yeah.
I'm back. Welcome. I don't know why that stopped working. It does it sometimes. But yeah, welcome everybody. I'm super excited about today's show. It's jam-packed with value. I think in today's show we've got something really special for everybody. I think it's a lot of people. I mean, I've taken loads away from what we're talking about today. It's something that's kind of been a long time in the making, I guess. We've been working, creating content for customers for over 2 years now, and we've tried to improve and optimize our processes over time to be able to write efficiently and write with great quality for our clients. And Michael's joining us today on stream. Michael heads up our content team, and he used to be a writer himself for the team, and he's done a fantastic job over time at kind of finding lots and lots of small incremental improvements, which means that he's just able to kind of write more content kind of throughout the day. So today we're going to talk about how to write 5,000 words in a day, which seems an incredible amount of words. But when it's broken down, and I'll let Michael go into all that, it's kind of eminently achievable, actually. And so I'm super excited to share this. I think if you don't take a few things away from this, then you're already an elite writer. But it's honestly, I think, going to be a great show for everybody. So I just want to welcome some of the people that are already here. So we have Zen, we've got Bill, we've got Richard, we've got Adrian, we've got Tony, we've got Stuart, we've got Daniel, we've got Sean, we've got Emily, we've got Espain, we've got Tim. We've got a lot of people here already, 27 people. And Dimitri. So 33 people already on stream. So there's lots of people pumped and ready to learn how to write 5,000 words a day.
No pressure, Michael.
No, I know, right?
So as usual, feel free to, we're going to jump into it real quick because Michael's got so much to share. I don't want to take up the time. There's so much being put into today's show. What I'm going to say is ask questions as normal throughout the show, but we're going to save all the questions to the end because I want to make sure that we kind of get through all of the content that we have for you today. As usual, we will be giving away merch if we get more than 35 likes. Please go ahead and like today's show, and we'll do a merch giveaway and a draw at the end for a cap or a shirt or a whatever. So also, Building Empires event, 7th to the 9th of June, building.empires.live. Sign up there to register for free. We have Flipper talking, Azoic, Empire Flippers, Ricky from Income School. We have Alex from W Eagle. We have lots and lots of great people talking about website investing and how to make money online. So come join us for the show. So, Michael.
Hi.
How are you? Are you ready? How about you introduce yourself briefly?
Hi. Okay. Yeah. My name's Michael. I head up the content team at Niche Website Builders. Been here for almost 2.5 years now. I started in February 2020 as a content writer. Learned lots of tips and tricks and stuff along the way, and got up to speed. Sort of figuring out how to write 5,000 words a day is one of those things that is incremental over time, but you do get there quite quickly when you figure out how to go around doing it. I've enjoyed working here for ages. Like, writing part of it was really cool because you got to discover lots of different topics and lots of different things that you knew nothing about. Like, you become a real master of none. But the management side, also really love that. It's great to see everyone progress and to help them out. So yeah, it's a really awesome gig.
Quiz team champion, basically, then, Michael, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, well, ish. It depends on the subject.
It's kind of like the weirdest quiz in the weirdest. We also say you'll be the best at the weirdest quiz in the world. So much about so many stuff, but yeah. So
have you bought? Because I know lots of the team buy some of the stuff they review. Like, what's the weirdest or what's the craziest thing you've actually bought after writing a review on it?
I have a food dehydrator, and why anyone needs to dehydrate food is anyone's idea, but it's sat in my cupboard. I've used it once to make some dog treats, but after that, it's just been gathering dust.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm hoping that you'll be able to. I'm going to flick on the slides. Can you see some slides on the left-hand side there, Michael?
Yes, I can now. They're coming in slow. Yep, there they are.
And are you able to move them from left to right as a guest? I've got you in here as a guest rather than a host. I'm hoping.
No, I can't.
Okay, we'll carry on. We'll just say to me, next slide, and I'll do
please.
it. Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. So, how to write 5,000 words a day? It's something that when you hear that figure, it can feel a little bit daunting. Like 5,000 does feel like a really huge amount of words, and to sum up what it basically is, it is the same as a uni dissertation, but it's also not, because it's not one huge 5,000 word article you're writing. You're writing lots of different smaller pieces, and as soon as you sort of understand that 5,000 words seems a whole lot more manageable, basically. Next slide, please. So yeah, essentially, the first thing you need to start doing when it comes to writing 5,000 words is just to stop overthinking it. Like, don't be scared by that 5,000 words. When you break it down across a 7.5-hour working day, it only works out at 333 words every half an hour, which is about 2 emails every half an hour, which is really small. So changing your mindset like that and thinking, oh, it's actually not that much when I break it down like that. And then also manifesting and believing in yourself that you're actually able to do it will completely change the way that you approach it. And you soon get there very, very quickly when you start thinking of it like that instead.
Lots of it is mindset, isn't it, Michael? Like, that's what we found. Lots of it is to do with just the mindset and the way you approach it.
For sure. It's like anything in life. If you're going to go into something thinking that you're immediately going to fail, then you are. But if you go in thinking that you're going to smash it, and that, you know, we understand it takes a little bit of time and you'll get there over time, and incrementally you will be able to do it, then you will.
Yeah.
Cool. Research is a big part of it. It's the thing that I know I struggled with the most when I first started. I know it's something that a lot of people struggle with when it comes to writing articles, is research, and how to slim that down in order to get to that 5,000 words and to stop overthinking it. So what you need to do really is just act with swift decisiveness. Put what you're writing into Google. Don't go any more than 3 or 4 articles across what you come across first of all. That doesn't seem like you're spending a whole lot of time researching it, but those articles are there for a reason, and they'll contain all of the details that you need. And there are important things to remember also when you're doing your research and you're trying to slim it down. First of which is the next slide. So that's always going to display articles that are most relevant to your topic or your niche on the first page. Like, that's what it's designed to do. So if you go any deeper or you go past page 1, you're going to find yourselves in the depths of the internet that no one wants to find themselves in, and battling conflicting evidence and opinions. You might end up on Reddit and no one wants to be there. So look at the first 3 or 4 articles, see what's coming up, and trust that it's there. But you also can trust that it's the right stuff, because if we move on to the next thing, you'll find that Google ranks the articles that are most relevant and that have the highest details first on the first page. They're there for a reason. So stay on that first page. Don't go more than 3 or 4 articles deep if you can. And with that in mind, your research becomes a lot quicker. Put simply, trust yourself, trust Google. One of our lovely colleagues, Carrie, summed this up perfectly for us yesterday. That is the best mantra when it comes to doing your research. Trust Google and trust yourself, and you will absolutely get on with things quicker.
Yeah. I mean, Google's ranking those articles on the first page for a reason, because it deems them as the best articles for that topic. So if we're taking our research from that topic, that's a good thing. So taking our research from those articles, that's a good thing. Like, yeah, we want to be doing that because it's going to be more aligned with what's already ranking.
Cool. So that's research. It seems simplistic and it seems like it's not a lot because it doesn't have to be. It has to be concise. You have to be decisive about it, and you have to use the first page and the first articles you come across. The next part is to get yourself organized. Like anything in life, if you're not organized about it, you're going to fail. So put plans in place to get there. Like I said, you have to be decisive, you have to be organized. You've already practiced decisiveness when looking at your research, but how do you get organized to get yourself to that 5,000 word target? There are a few things you can do. Next page. The first is to structure your article. So before you start writing at all, don't try and attack a blank page with nothing to say. It's not going to work. So scan through your competitor pieces that you find. Look at their subheadings, choose which you'd like to use. Focus mainly on the ones that answer the question. If you're finding across those 3 or 4 articles that the same subheading is appearing through most of them, use that. That's going to help your articles rank higher, but it's also going to give you a load of information that you can cover on your subject. And also doing that means that you're going to hit a load of your word count as well. It's relevant information and it's a lot of it, so use it. What you're doing when you are pulling subheadings from different places like this is essentially a cut and stitch job from different competitor pieces. So the information is all out there. You're finding the best of it and you're making a better article out of the best sections of those other ones.
Cool.
Again, it seems kind of overly simplistic just to do that, but it is. And that's what the majority of these articles consist of, is information that's readily available to you. And another thing to cover here is whether you spend 20 minutes or 3 hours researching, you're always going to find what you came across in the first few articles that you chose. There isn't anything that hasn't already been discovered that you're going to find. So cut it down, structure your article, do it like that. Structuring also helps you figure out how many words you can afford to allocate each section. So you won't overwrite, you'll find it much easier to hit the word count quickly. When you're not overwriting also, you are sticking to the word count that the competitor pieces are around, which means they're going to rank high also. So structuring is a huge part of speeding up the process. Depending on what you're writing, the structure is going to be a little bit different, but we're going to look at commercial stuff first. A general good rule of thumb for commercial articles, which tend to be around 2,500 words, are to spend no more than 200 words in your introduction, using a PAS system so that you'll know that you're going to actually address the subject and say that you have the solution for it.
What is that PAS system, Michael, for people who are not familiar? Because I know we use that term internally and just assume people know what it is, but...
Sure, of course. So PAS is problem, agitate, solve. So you're identifying the problem, you're agitating it, so you're stirring it up to the point where it hurts, and then you're solving it by delivering that solution. So off the top of my head, it will be, you might be writing about best touchless kitchen faucets. That problem there is that when or whatever you cook in, your hand's going to get dirty. You're going to turn your faucet on, it's going to get covered in whatever it is that's on your hands. The agitation there is that bacteria also exists. So then that's going to start crawling over your taps as well. In turn, you and your family could get ill. The solution is, it's a touchless kitchen faucet. You can turn the taps on, get the water running without having to actually physically touch them. So that's how that sort of works, the PAS behind that. Products, including your list of pros and cons, you want to spend no more than 300 words on. We tend to put 5 in each because that's kind of works. Your buyer's guide will be a huge chunk. It's probably about half of it, 1,200 words maximum on that. And then you've got an FAQs, which will be 150 to 250 words. And that sort of depends on what it is that you've got left to play with at the end of the article. So structuring it like that keeps it concise, but also means that you're able to allocate certain words to certain parts and get through the article quicker. Next.
should be there.
Oh no, I'm there. Cool. A little slow on this end, me or the computer, I'm not sure. The other ones we write are informational articles, so those will be different depending on the word count that you're trying to hit with these. We'll assume it's 1,000 words for this part, but again, you want your introduction to be quite small, so 150 to 250 words. The main body, 700 words maximum, split across lots of subheadings, short, concise sentences and paragraphs. And then your conclusion, 50 to 100 words at most. So you're addressing the point, first of all, in your introduction, very, very briefly, getting into the details and then wrapping up, basically. But again, structuring like that and knowing how much you can afford to spend in each section will help you speed up and stop agonizing over what needs to go into it.
Awesome.
Cool. So once you've got your structure in place and you've done your research, you need to start writing. So there are some things to keep in mind with this also. The biggest tip I can give you is to write while you read. So reading each of your competitor pieces from top to bottom all the way through will slow you down immeasurably. If you're structuring and you're taking your subheadings and you know what you want to write and you want to say, just reading those sections is absolutely fine. And then as you're conveying the information over to you, write it out while you're reading it. You can adjust it as you go. It will massively speed you up. It's like speed up your research time, speed up your writing time, get the article finished quicker. Essentially, take it sentence by sentence, relay that information across, and put that research you found into your article. As I said, two things will happen like this when you write while you read. First is you won't have to worry about retaining the information. If you are trying to remember what it is you said and then put it onto the paper, it's going to take forever. So writing it out while you read it is just killing two birds with one stone, essentially. And the second thing it's going to do, and it's what we're here for, is speed up your writing time.
I've never done that, and I think that's awesome because I always read it and then I have to go back and look at the bits that and try and remember and find it again, the bit that I wanted to put in. And oh yeah, it's just when you find a good bit, you start sticking it down. Yeah, edit as you go.
Cool. Sometimes it's not going to work doing it like that with your structure. You might be writing on a difficult niche or a topic that is tougher. The best thing you can do here is take one of the simpler subheadings that repeats throughout all of your research, write that out first, then revisit your subheadings, and you'll find that it kind of naturally flows from that point. You'll know where you want to go afterwards because you've looked at that subheading. Also, the better part of that is that you will have killed a massive part of your word count with it because you haven't spent extra time researching. You've got on with a little bit of it, waiting to see where it takes you. Cool. And then once you've written everything out, you need to edit it, obviously. You want to read through it from top to bottom. But the only editing that you really need to do is to make sure that you've run spell check and Grammarly. If you do that after you've had your final read through, you'll see if words are spelled correctly or not when you're reading through, and you can revisit them. However, if you are writing while you read, as we said before, you've got a much smaller chance of having any of these spelling or grammar errors anyway, because you'll pick them up as you go and you're doing it in smaller sections. So spell check after your final read through, and it will be a much quicker way of speeding up the editing process.
Cool.
And then also format it as you go. Don't write it all out and then go back and put your H2s and your H3s in place and all that stuff. Do it while you structure, and that way you don't have to spend time at the end going back and doing it too. It's done for you as you're going if you get into that working process. And another thing it'll do is save you valuable time when it comes to uploading it. It will speed up that process too. So it's really a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Cool. A note on research and commercial articles. So obviously, all of that up until now is pretty much informational pieces. That's easy to come across in research. When you are researching commercial articles, you're looking at products and things like that. So it's a little bit more difficult to find some of this stuff. But there are some ways that you can cut down still on the amount of time you spend researching these. The first is to use Amazon's filters. So you don't want to write a product that you know is going to be bad or that has got a low star rating on Amazon. So use the filters, click on 4-star rating or above, and that will cut out a whole load of products that aren't going to be suitable for what it is you want to talk about. That will just narrow it down significantly. So that's the first tip there, use Amazon filters. Also, choose products with a detailed bullet point. If you come across a product and it's 4 stars and above, but then you click into it and it doesn't want to tell yourself about it, then don't use it. literally move on to the next one and look for ones that do have lots of features in them. And the best thing you can do there is look at the bullet points, because they will mostly contain everything you need to know about the product. If you go further down the page, it's just repeating information. So use the bullet points there. And that also contains everything that the reader wants to know about it too.
Yeah, for sure. Like normally it's the best products that have the more detailed descriptions anyway. Like it's the crappy ones that have just been smashed up there that don't have such good descriptions.
Cool. There's an example. Everyone loves dogs, so we put that one in. But there's loads and loads and loads of information just in those bullet points. And considering that you're not spending more than 300 words anyway around each product, everything you need to know there to get your point across is in those bullet points.
Oh, I'm trying to find out giveaway slides. Sorry, I'm missing completely. There you go. How unprofessional. Need to rename those properly.
Cool. Another thing that you can do, and that you should do in commercial articles, is talk about the company. The product needs to be good, but the company that you're buying it from also needs to be reputable. So look at the company's About Us page. That's where you'll find the most information about them. It's, again, not something that you need to spend hours and hours researching. Head to their website, look at their About page. That will have everything you need to know, including when they were formed, how they're doing, all that sort of stuff. And if you can include that in your article, then your reader gets confidence in the product. But if you're writing about something kind of difficult, you're also filling in more words. So another win-win situation.
Yeah. This is also something that we started doing after the Google Google Reviews algorithm update. So in order to add kind of more credibility to the review, we would write about the history of the company, where they come from, but also the history of the product itself as well. Has it been through many versions? What's happened through those versions? What's been fixed and resolved? Issues that were in previous versions? All those kind of things, which are normally reasonably easy to come by. So it's easy to kind of, more quickly improve the number of words you can kind of get through, but also giving your review credibility, which is what we now try to achieve following Google's more attention being paid on review articles. So, yeah.
Cool. To that end as well, to follow up on that, Google also want you to link to other places that aren't necessarily Amazon every time. So while we do always include an Amazon link, we need to include a couple more links where we can to other places that product is available from. That can be something else that takes hours to research if you're doing it wrong. If you put it in right and you just put the title in of the product, click the shopping tab, it will bring up where else it's available for you. So super, super speedy way to get through that part of that process. Cool. When it comes to building your buyer's guide section of your commercial articles, the pros and cons that you've listed underneath all of your products are your best friend, and they will absolutely help you lay out the subheadings for your buyer's guide. In a buyer's guide, what you're trying to do is revisit the points you've already made and talk about why these products are suitable for some, or they might not be suitable for others. That's what pros and cons do. When you work from top to bottom also, it's much easier to get this kind of structure. So there's an example on the next one. You might be talking about material. Material might be something that features a lot in what it is that you're talking about. Some might be made from plastic, some might be made from metal. If you're writing your pros and cons out like this, you're saying why plastic is good for what it is you're talking about, why metal may not be so. You know from that material is one of the points that you can cover in your buyer's guide just by looking back at what it is that you already discussed. So as you move on, you're able to see, all right, well, material, that's one thing I can cover. Color might be another thing I can cover. The wattage, everything that you've already discussed is in your pros and cons. And the best thing about it too is that the information is there. You don't need to go researching it already because you've already done the research from writing about the products.
Yeah.
That pretty much just covered that point. I skipped ahead, sorry.
Nice.
Cool. Another thing to keep in mind as well when you are writing articles and 5,000 words a day is to keep it all killer, no filler. It's really, really easy to try and create a story or to cram a load of fluff into articles. Try and avoid doing that as much as possible because they aren't valuable. It's not going to help. if you've ever looked up a recipe online and you're just looking for the recipe and you've had to go through 700 words of someone's life story before you've got there, that's not valuable for anybody at all. So you just need to get straight to the point. And when you have that mindset of being decisive and doing swift research, it becomes much easier just to go, this is what this is about. It's also a really great way to win the Google snippet, which we'll talk about next. But the simple way to avoid adding filler to your articles is just to get straight to the point within the first paragraph. You want to grab the reader in that way also. Like, they don't want the story. They want to know that this is what I've came here to look for. It's answered it straight away and I'm going to continue reading. So getting into that mindset also will help you. Cool. And then another way of getting the Google snippet and winning it is obviously to get straight to the point, but put in your title of what it is that you're writing to Google anyway. See what comes up as a Google snippet, rewrite it so that it's better and you've got a better chance of winning it. It's just another winning situation really for you. Cool. So research and writing, that's all half of the battle. It seems like it's the bigger part, but even if you're a super speedy writer and you've got your research down, you may still be struggling to hit 5,000 words a day. There are going to be processes and practices that you can use to help you get there instead. The first and one of the most valuable is to always create a routine for yourself. So stay focused, set a routine. Doesn't have to be 9 to 5. Think about when you're most creative, when you're feeling most productive. It might be in the evening, but set yourself office hours, as it were. Work in that time, and the rest will follow quite quickly. Just be strict with yourself. You have to be.
Yeah.
Another great tool is to split your screen or have 2 screens, however works best for you. When you're doing that, you're again not wasting time switching through tabs. You've got your research on one half, you've got the article on the other half, and you can read as you write, which is what it's all about. So you don't have to retain any information again. It's just there for you to quickly reference whilst you're writing. It's also worth setting yourself a research time limit. That really stops you from going down the rabbit hole, and 10 to 15 minutes, that's all it takes. It may seem like a really small amount of time, but when you look at the fact that the highest ranking articles are going to be the ones that you come across first, and those are the ones that are going to have all the information you need, it makes sense just to spend that amount of time on it. Google Dictate is also a great tool, especially if you are not able to physically write very fast. You might just be a slow typer, anything like that going on. Google Dictate allows you to speak into it instead, so you haven't got to worry about actually physically typing it out. It's also great if you're like a different kind of learner, basically, because you may not be able to physically write out. You may be dyslexic. You may not get the information across quickly. Google Dictate will help you to speed up that process. YouTube is also a really great research tool. So not everything that you are going to want to write about, you'll find information on straight away. But that doesn't mean it's unattainable. Just go to YouTube and type it in, and you may find that there's a video that you can use as well. That's also really handy if you're trying to write a step-by-step guide to something. You can find a video with a lot of views and a lot of likes that people trust, and then you can follow that process just by typing out as they're saying it. Another great thing for that is you can save the video and use it when publishing it to keep everything uniform.
Yeah.
Take frequent breaks. So it might sound a little counterintuitive, but stepping away from your work for 5 minutes once every hour will give your brain a bit of a rest, and you will actually come back feeling refreshed. I know that I used to find this also, come back thinking I know exactly what I need to say now because I've stepped away from it and had 5 minutes away. It's called the Pomodoro method. It's famous for its effectiveness and increasing productivity. So step away for a few minutes every hour, 5-10 minutes, come back, and you'll find that you're getting through it a lot faster than you were before because your brain isn't becoming exhausted. Go outside. We're in the UK, so this is kind of like subjective for us. We've all got raincoats, but if you're in a nice place, go outside, get some sun, get some fresh air, just for a few minutes. It will really help refresh your brain, and you'll come back feeling refreshed and energized. It's the same thing as a Pomodoro method, essentially, but you are getting fresh air at the same time, which will help get your creative juices flowing again. it's also really important to assess your work area. So if you are lying on your bed or you're sitting on your couch whilst you're trying to write an article, you're going to get pretty uncomfortable really soon. And it doesn't feel like you should be working. It feels like you should be sleeping or relaxing. So setting up an actual workspace is a great way to get to 5,000 words a day, because you're in that mindset that this is what I need to do. Working from your bedroom will also disrupt your sleep cycle. And therein lies a lot of problems, because the less sleep you have, the less productive you'll be. So sit at a table or a desk, get yourself a comfortable chair that you can sit upright in. Also try and keep your work area as tidy as you possibly can. If you're surrounded by clutter, then you're going to be put off by it. You're not going to be able to concentrate on what it is that you're writing about. So tidy space, tidy mind. I would also always advise, if you're working on a laptop, getting a separate keyboard or a separate mouse. That was just going to make typing and switching between tabs so much easier. When you are dealing with one of those touch pads on a laptop, it notoriously gets stuck. So a mouse will take all of that effort away for you.
Cool.
If you can, get out and switch locations. Even though you've got a work office set up and all that, and you're comfortable and it's tidy, the change is as good as the rest. So if you can get to a coffee shop or somewhere like that, the change of scene will remove some of that monotony, and you'll find that you may become more creative. You're able to work a little bit quicker because you've just got that change of scene. It's also super important to limit your distractions. So turn your TV off, put your phone on silent, hit mute on whatever you need to hit mute on. The only screen that you need to worry about while you're trying to type 5,000 words a day is the laptop screen. Don't look at anything else. Limiting that will help you stay focused on the task at hand. It's just that simple. There is an app called Forest, which is really great. It's also really good if you are more of a image-based learner than anything else. It comes with a digital representation of a tree. It thrives and grows. The more time you spend away from your phone, you go back too quickly and your tree dies. So that's a really great way to keep yourself on.
Tree killer.
Yeah, exactly. And no one wants that in this day and age. So keep yourself on track and then get that app, and you'll find that you're able to get through your work a lot quicker.
I'll tell you what as well, like this is something I do all the time, but it's more about limiting stress and just staying in the zone as well, but limiting stress. I find that if I'm trying to flip between one thing and another, so I'm trying to focus on something, and then a message pops up on my phone or an email comes in and I'm flipping between everything, it's so stressful because you feel like you're never quite getting anything done. You get to the end of the day and you go, oh shit, I haven't got the thing I wanted to do done, because you've just found yourself bouncing around. So I do this a lot. I just turn everything off and just go, right, for the next 2 hours, this is all I'm doing. And I think it's huge from stress and mental health, I think, for me.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, also, obviously, that means more productivity, which means getting your blog done.
Yeah. You don't have to sit in total silence, even if you are like limiting your distractions. Background noise, white noise is really, really effective at just keeping you on track on what you're doing, but not feeling as though you're under a classroom or a test environment. It doesn't have to be that strict with yourself. Classical music is a really great one. It's also been shown to boost productivity. So if you're looking for a way to get to that 5,000 words or as close as you possibly can, stick some classical music on. It's going to create some nice background music for you, but it'll also, without even realizing, speed up your productivity.
Mm. Nice. I think Adam finds Kanye West works quite well.
The new classic.
Yeah. Love it for relaxing and concentrating.
And then make a to-do list. It's a really simple tip, but if you've got something laid out in front of you that you know you have to get on with and you've stuck a due date by it, it's going to be much easier for you to get through. Having it laid out in front of you, good old-fashioned pen and paper, tick it off as you go. There's a real sort of niceness that comes with ticking off a to-do list as well. Yeah, like you're just like, yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done that. And there comes that thing with it. So having a to-do list is a great tool for helping you get to where you want to be.
I still every day write my to-do list with pen and paper, and I love ticking stuff off. And sometimes there's one thing left, and I I finished now, but I can't because I want to scribble it out because I want to go in tomorrow with a fresh page. Like I don't want anything. So yeah, it does really motivate you, because if it was on my screen, it's I just close the window and forget about it. It's on my notepad in front of me.
as well as doing that, I have a Post-it for everything I need to do, and then on a Friday when I'm done, it's just like confetti flying around, ripping Post-its off. It's fantastic.
I can just imagine like your screen getting progressively more covered in Post-its as the weeks
Like
go.
clearing spaces to try and see people.
I guess it doesn't have the same effect if you cross it out when it's not done.
No, exactly. Cool. And that's it. Like pretty simple stuff. But my main point here is that writing 5,000 words a day is simple. It doesn't have to be as difficult as it might seem to be. And as you're implementing all of these strategies and you're using these tips and things, you'll get there pretty fast.
Yeah, I think everyone is probably listening to this, and including all of us. We've all been there. We've all, when we're all starting out and you can't outsource anything, and you're starting yourself and you're writing all of the blogs yourself for your own site. You've got to get to a certain number of. You've got to be writing a certain number of blogs a week to be effective. It's a number. It's not purely a numbers game, but you've got to write enough for it to make a difference. Otherwise, you're going to be there a long, long time waiting for your blog to take off. And anything we can do to cut down, to improve our efficiency and be able to write more blogs in a day or in a week or in a month, that's just going to have great results. And so I really appreciate you sharing that, Michael. I know we've had great success with we have people join our team, and some people they've kind of got the skills, it kind of clicks, and from day one they're just hitting their numbers and it just works and it's fine. Others, they just have come across some roadblocks and difficulties, and it's just through this coaching and through going through this stuff, we've seen some awesome results from people going from finding it quite a challenge and daunting to actually hitting the numbers and doing really well and really making a difference. And I think how it's when you've had a productive day and you've got a lot of work done, it just always feels good, right? To feel like I've got I really achieved today and I've got a lot of stuff. And I think you've created a bit of a Bible there, I think, for lots of incremental things that put them all together. They're all small in their own right. Well, some of them are actually quite big things, I'd say, but add them all together and it really becomes like a massive game changer, I think. And so I really hope that's valuable for everybody, because I know it has been for our team. It's for us as a company. And thanks for putting all that together into one.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Consumable thing. So so I feel free to ask any questions. If you've got any questions for Michael on that stuff. I'm trying to pick up some stuff here. So lots of people concurring with what you said, basically. So Hannah puts her word count next to her headings, so it kind of makes it easier to, I guess, you kind of adding it up as you go then,
fantastic.
Where you need to go. Leanne, I always do my headers first, and it really helps concurring again with what you said. Starting the subheadings, first way to write, it's less daunting, and you'll find once you've got started with one, done the research, you can just fill in the blanks for the rest. I think just breaking it up like that, just rather than just trying to do it as you go. Having that plan. Also, there's no rule about writing your article in order. And when I realized this, it really freed up the way that I go about writing. I can start from wherever I want in the article. Totally. We have, I think this is most stark in the commercial articles we write. Some people want to write the buyer's guide first, or some people want to write the review articles first. And I think I don't know if I've starred it, but Leanne also mentioned, just writing the stuff. I think it was Leanne, it might be somebody else. Writing the stuff that interests you most is the stuff that kind of really gets you going then and gets you into the flow, or the stuff that you find easiest to write is the stuff that kind of gets you going, right? So pick the low-hanging fruit, and then hopefully you get into the flow and things will come from there.
Yeah, exactly. And that also kills some of your word count, so it's done for you really quickly without even thinking about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that's it's the small increments there as well, isn't it? Well, I've just done another 200 words. I didn't even think about it. It's just done. And there's so much already towards the word count. Yeah. Oh, there you go. It was Emily. I did star it. Sounds like gold. It is gold, D. Okay, this is an interesting one from Tony. So we'll be interested to see what you're doing to make it one-off and not Me Too content. I think the thing here is, it's a combination here of, the correlation SEO aspect where, we want to correlate to some extent to what is already in the SERPs, because Google's telling us that's what it likes. This is the kind of stuff that I'm ranking. But in order to kind of make it, not unique and not just the same, we will expand on some of those points. And Michael, you've probably got some tips here, but like some of the things is, we'll often kind of include some FAQs in an article, which don't always pop up. So stuff that from people always ask and things like that will be stuff that we'll kind of use to make it different to what's in the SERPs, but still correlating quite closely. Is there anything else, Michael?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at some of these competitor articles and you're reading through them as to what is in there, oftentimes you're like, why haven't they included this? Because this would be a really great section. So that's something else that we sort of do to make it more of a one-off and not so similar, is to go, it seems insane that this wasn't included in the first place, so let's put that in too.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Also, Alfie, really sorry, blame me and Adam, it's like totally our fault. So we had Michael lined up for today to do this topic, and then we kind of accidentally announced a different topic, and we thought that's fine, we can just do Michael's topic next week. And then we realized we've got 2 weeks off, where we've got a bank holiday in the UK next week, and the week after is the Building Empires event. If you've not signed up, building.empires.live. So we've got 2 more weeks to wait for Michael's awesome content. We just couldn't wait that long. We just wanted to get it out there, and so we just switched it like we didn't care. Like we just switched it, even though we kind of announced. So I know that some people, there's different people got different emails at different times. Some people got the right topic. Some people got a different topic. So I'm really sorry that if you came expecting keyword research, we will be doing that topic, zero volume keyword research, but it'll be in like 3 weeks time. So we are doing it, but hopefully you found this content useful as well. ASMR for background sounds, I'd like to totally agree. I love that stuff. I always forget to do it, but then when I do it, it's really good to see. I never remember. What does it stand for again? ASMR? I never remember. I just remember it was ASMR.
No idea. Leanne will definitely know.
She will. ASMR.
Acute sensory something, maybe?
Yes.
Autonomous sensory medium response. Yeah. So it's good for
basically like talking quietly into the mic and like tapping and stuff like that.
I just know that.
It's
That
quite a
probably,
specific
I think that'd be
thing,
quite
that one, for
distracting.
people. Like for me, I'd find it creepy as all hell. But if it works for some, then that's great.
It's got. I mean, I'm looking at it. I've googled it, and there's somebody licking their microphone, which is like, I think it has to be that kind of stuff. It's kind of, you can be a bit more white noisy. It doesn't have to be people whispering in your ear, which probably I find distracting. Okay. Anyone tried lo-fi beats? Always helps me. I don't even know what that is. Anyone know what that is?
Nope.
A couple of years ago, I have a memory of writing an article about this. Actually, it does something. I might be wrong on it.
Oh, here it comes! Here comes the quiz knowledge.
Yeah. See, if I'm correct and if I win this, it does something to your brain waves and then helps with concentration along that point. Might be entirely incorrect. That's what I think. That's what I think it is.
Of course, you've written an article on it and everything else.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, tell us, Connor, what it is. If that's right.
It says here, it's lo-fi music helps the front lobe in our brains to focus, and it's like flaws or low hums in the music can put our brain into the mindset to focus.
There you go. Might try some lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
That's definitely some useless information that you've picked up over the years, Michael.
Sure is.
Useless?
A wealth of it.
It's helpful for Connor. It's not that useless. Maybe you should try it. Leanne's going to smash out some articles tonight now. You got her motivated. Right. Was there anything else, Adam? I was busy going through those ones.
Oh, I don't know. Is the honest answer? I didn't look.
Thanks for the sport, man.
I thought you had it, but I can see you pinned the other ones now. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, there's loads of extra stuff in here. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any questions or what do you do for? Okay, you go through these questions. I'm going to start some more. Okay, so great.
Sorry?
I say you go for if you go through the questions and answer the
okay.
questions, then I'll start checking out for some more.
The stream's going downhill rapidly here. Yeah. So what can you do for these product reviews after the Google algo update? It's really hard after Google algorithm updates, even though Google somewhat tell you what the update was about. Like, it's still really hard because you see some sites which, according to what Google said they want to see, doing an amazing job, still got hit. And then on the opposite, and loads of people complain about this, you see sites doing the complete opposite of what Google tell you they should be doing and ranking number one and all over the first page. So it's really hard to understand how to update the product review after a Google update to try and bring it back. But just going back to some of the things that Michael said earlier, do you talk about the company? Is it a credible company in the product review? Do you talk about kind of versions or history of the product? Is your article credible? Like, have you done the research, or are you literally just basically copying and pasting the bullet points from Amazon? Like, have you made it better in any way? There's no one size fits all, though, unfortunately, with a site that's been hit with a Google update. Each of them is slightly different, and yeah, there's no checklist to say do X, Y, Z, and you're going to recover, unfortunately. So that's about all I can offer on that. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have got any more on that one, but
no.
Yeah,
it's okay. I too wasn't listening at that point because I was busy reading. So I'm sure you covered it all.
Cool. 100% ticked.
Cool. So I did get some more. Tony's still loving it. Dee's looking forward to the keyword research as well. ASMR frightens the bejesus out of Alfie.
Same.
You're not the only one. Use Alexa study time sounds. There's some few tips on all of the genres that people are going for here. And ADHD focus music is also helpful writing. So that one. Tim listens to punk rock. So, I mean, I guess punk rock's pretty fast. So you probably get writing pretty fast, I'd imagine, at that tempo. Here goes. Connor's clarified and lo-fi beats, like casual hip hop beats. There are 24-hour radios on YouTube for them. There you go.
So,
Ian's doing heavy metal, so he's listening with Tim a little bit, and apparently this is not the stuff to listen to when you're trying to get your writing done. So, okay. Question. You go for this question, and I'm going to start bringing up stuff for the draw and everything.
Yeah. So, like we've tried and tested, me and Mark and some of the team, different like optimizer tools like Surfer and stuff like that, and I think they do a good and a bad job. I think on the whole, like, they pull together some of the research really well, but on the other side, they're limited. They're almost like a black box. You kind of don't know really where they pull the information from. And we essentially do the same thing as one of these tools where they will, go through maybe the top 10, top 20 results and try and pull out the subheadings and try and make some sense of it. We just do that with a human touch at the moment until, AI gets better essentially and can do that as well as we feel that we can. There's no real point in us not doing that. And also, when the team do that and they go through the articles themselves and they pull out the structure, they're already doing that part of that research phase. I think they're already skimming through the article. They're already getting a sense of what other people are saying about it, not just from the abstract of the headings essentially. So I think they've got their place, but I think doing it manually is, in our opinion, just slightly better. I think. Would you agree with that, Michael? Or?
I would. I think another thing to bear in mind with things like that is because there are so many of them, you're always going to get a different reading from each. So no matter if you run it through 3 different ones, you're going to get different results. So it's not always that effective. You're just better off doing it manually and trusting what it is you found yourself.
Yeah. The other thing which and I don't think we're there yet, but I always think if 100 people use Surfer to write an article about can dogs eat cauliflower, like they're all going to include the exact same headings and topics and keyword density pretty much. If everyone's optimizing towards, a good Surfer score for that keyword, they're all going to be the same. Like there comes a point where how do you make yours better then if you're only optimizing to that score and everyone else is optimizing to the same score? So yeah, I don't know. Human interaction for the win, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we don't shout about this too much because it kind of goes against quite common belief, I guess, especially in our field, in the space that we work in. A lot of people love Surfer and things like that. I think, and the other thing that is worth mentioning is that we still do correlate a lot. But we do it manually, but we kind of do it some other ways as well. So, we often talk about our tomb raiding technique, where we're correlating against the lowest. The overperforming competitor, basically. So if you're familiar with the technique that we use, we go and check out all the competitors that are lower authority than us. We go and check out which articles they're ranking for, assuming that we should rank for them as well. There's a whole video on this, and we go through it like step by step. But ultimately, we're correlating against that overperforming competitor, not correlating. And we know that we're already higher authority from them, so we should be able to beat them. We're not correlating, whereas against the top 10 in the SERPs or whatever ones in Surfer, you have to select the sites that are competitors. That they might be that you've got to cherry pick those sites out, and then sometimes you have to go into the second page or the third page of Google to find ones that correlate to your site. They're actually relevant. That are actually in the same niche. Once you've skipped all of the really high authority ones, but then you're competing against high authority sites potentially at that point as well. So, we're correlating against the lowest, an overperforming competitor. Generally, we just find, for the reasons that we use Tomb Raiding SEO, is that they've already found the 20% of articles that are ranking, that they can rank for with their authority. We just found that we get better results. So in general, we just use a lot of other techniques to kind of get there that over time, when we've tried things out, we just find we get better results with it. So we're not massive on using those tools at the moment. We try them out from time to time, and see what they're like. We try them all, but right now we find that the way that we work, we find it better. Awesome. Anything else? Let's have a look. No, I think there's any particular questions there. So what I will say is, if you've got any more questions, shout. Time for, I think we easily smashed. I think Michael's just got the record, 64 likes.
Literally the record, I think.
Yeah, that's the record. Record number of likes for the show. So thanks for that. Thanks, Michael, again. If you want, we're going to do the draw now for merch. If you're new around here, then we do a draw at the end of every episode for t-shirts, for mugs, and for caps. If you want to be in the draw, simply type something into the chat. It's just the way YouTube works. Just type hello or good show or didn't like any of it or whatever you would like. And that means that, Michael might cry. So we don't want to
I won't.
Be nice to Michael. Type something in the chat and we'll do the draw in about 2 minutes time once everybody's had a chance to type in the chat. In the meantime, I'll show the merch.
Get it up. Get it up.
Okay, here we go. Oh no, hang on. Here we go.
Judging by the feedback on this, we need to get more of the team on here. People love this. They're just fed up with me and you, Mark. They want to see new faces, basically. Michael's a handsome face, so that's where the likes are for, I think.
Well, the likes show, right? Okay. We're just the wrong people to be doing this. So we've got some people in the gear. We've got t-shirts, we've got caps, I say. Yeah, t-shirts, all sorts of colours with the full logo, with the partial logo, whichever takes your fancy. You can just choose a limited choice in t-shirts. We've got mugs too, and we've got a whole load of different caps. Hang on, up here as well. So stick your name in the draw, and we'll take the draw in about a minute's time.
Zach says, "My like when a quarter to Mark, a quarter to Adam, and a half to Michael."
Hey.
To be fair, we didn't do a lot there, Michael. It was all Michael, so I think that's fair. I think
This is like Eurovision getting points in from people.
I think a bit over generous there with the half points. And the sorry, not for you, Michael. With the quarter points, the half point was under generous. Sorry, that sounded very rude. Okay, should we mention next week's shows?
Yes. Well, there's two next week, isn't there?
There's two next week. So we have the Niche Lifestyle Show on Wednesday, which is how to start an online business with $100. And that's on Alex Cooper's channel. Check in the description for that. It's WP Eagle. It's a show that we rotate across 3 channels. Doug Cunnington, Alex Cooper, and our own. Next week's on Alex's. And the topic is how to start an online business with $100. That's next Wednesday, an hour before today's show. And next week on the H Domain Tuesday show, hang on, I'm just going to go and copy these names out before they disappear. Unprofessional, yeah, but I have to do it. Otherwise, we're not going to get people in the draw. Okay. We have controversial name. 5 months.
Wait, are we actually going with the name that I put on Slack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The name. Well, that's the name we've got at the moment. The working name is 5 months, 4 H domains, 620 posts equals traffic boner. So we're only 5 months in, and so it's still trending up. It's really early days. But
get about 700-800 visitors per day now after 5 months. Which is,
you've already done the reveal.
I'm just teasing because there's so much more to share. Just a little tease.
But yeah, it's still trending up. It's in very early days, but it's an aggressive kind of growth plan. So hopefully that'll be interesting for everybody. And the website investing show next Thursday show, as I say, is postponed because it's bank holiday in the UK for the Queen, and that's it. So shall I do the draw? Put some music on, Adam.
Music on, yeah. Mike, you can pick the music today, seeing as you've done such a great job. Do you want lounge, hip hop? Oh, we've got lo-fi. Put a bit of lo-fi on, maybe.
Oh, it's got to be, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's a bit of lo-fi.
Oh no, shit!
This is it.
I'll tell you what. We've also got the draw for. We've also got the draw for Affiliate Gathering. We had a draw at the event. So if you came to the event and you put your name into the hat at Affiliate Gathering, you also got a draw now for some merch too. So I need to get those into the wheel. Oh no, I've just spun it. Stop spinning. Okay. Okay, I need to grab the names out for that in a sec.
You got a Mark?
I haven't. I've got them for YouTube, so we'll do that now.
Yep.
And then
I'll can grab the other ones for you.
Yeah, if you can grab them out, that'd be awesome. I think they're in the marketing channel of Slack. I will. Here we go. All right, here we go. For today's merch draw. Don't see Maeve today. Or would it be Maeve again, wouldn't it?
Oh, maybe.
Oh no, Maeve is there.
Yep.
No, she's the other side of the wheel today. No chance. Could be D. Is it Derek or D? It's Derek.
Oh, so
Congratulations, Derek. Did you manage to get the Affiliate Gathering ones out?
Yeah, Adam? Send them to you on WhatsApp.
Awesome. Let's do that too.
No, Tony, you definitely wouldn't hear this kind of tunes in coolers in River, to be fair. 100% not.
I'll say the winner was, it was Derek, right? So Derek, head over to the Niche Website Builders website, nichewebsite.builders, There's a chat there, or head over to the contact page, put your name in, and yeah, we'll send you the details of the merch you can get, and you can take your pick. So this is the affiliate gathering drawer. So today we had a little laptop with a drawer in there. So this is the drawer for that. So we'll go ahead and do it. If you have no idea what the affiliate gathering was, it was an event in the UK where we had lots of great speakers for the show. So lots of people came from around the world. And who's going to win? Azhar? Is that how you pronounce Azhar? Hopefully that's how you pronounce it, Azhar. We're going with Azhar. I'm sure that's not right. Right, Azhar. I was kind of hoping it was going to be one on the either side. I was going, oh no, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that one. But yeah, congratulations, Azhar. Also head over to the Niche Website Builders website.
And if he's not watching, we'll send him an email anyway. So he might not be watching today.
He might not be. Should we do a second one for Azhar? For the affiliate gathering?
Yeah.
Being generous.
I'm liking this lo-fi stuff, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's a bit of sax in there.
Martin. Awesome. Congratulations to Martin. Also head over to the Niche Website Builders website and we'll get the merch off to you as soon as we can in the post. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. Anything else to add before we close?
Massive thank you to Michael again. This is great. Everyone really enjoyed this. We really enjoyed this. So yeah, really well done.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I'd love to hear feedback from anybody who's kind of takes on some of these tips, and if it helps them out, would love to hear that from anybody. So yeah, thanks again for the show. Thanks again for attending and joining the show. We'll catch you again next week. Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.